Hello again, and welcome to another episode of Septum Sin vs. the World. So I'm going to try something new here. I'm hoping to make this on a regular, which is to talk about what is coming out next week. Some things I know a little bit more about than others. I'm reading up on a couple of these things, and I'm just going to throw out a couple of these, and at the end of the month I'll talk about some highlights as far as anime that's going to be released over the next month. So towards the end of this month I'll talk about some August anime releases. This is going to be for your standard DVD, movie, or TV releases. So I'm going to run through here. I'm going to include the link down below of a site that's wonderful for helping you see what's coming out, where to buy it, and how to get a hold of the information on these wonderful films, or some that are not so wonderful. So let's start with the Fate of the Furious. Now, I have not watched any of the Fast and the Furious films. When the first one came out, I had people who decided that drag racing was great, and then they kept drag racing in front of my house, and I got a little bit of a grudge against the film series because of that. I'm told that they're good, and this is yet another one in the film series. Personally, I thought it should have died with Paul Walker, but whatever. I will look at this when they finally are all out. Maybe I'll do a giant marathon over a weekend, because after every single release, there's always that Ultimate Collection. No, wait. This is the Ultimate Collection. It's the 8-film. No, wait, 9-film collection. I'm sure this thing is going to be like The Simpsons and run for like 20 films. Vin Diesel's going to be sitting there in a walker. Yes, we've got to keep going. We're going to save something. Get in the car. Dad, that's the electric wheelchair. Yes, the souped-up electric wheelchair. It's going to be on like that, I'm pretty sure. And speaking of, like I was talking about, there is a Fast and the Furious 8-film collection that's also going to be coming out that same week. Well, again, it'll keep going. I'm waiting for it to stop. When the ride stops, I'll take a good look at it, probably give it a chance, and hope they do it. If you really love all the Fast and the Furious films, please let me know in the comments below. Talk to me. Tell me why I should bother to get into the series at the ground floor. Do you think this is going to be the last film? Do you think it's going to be like, I think it's going to be like 20 films? Let me know. The next one up is Smurfs: The Lost Village. I have not heard of this, but I think it's one of the fully animated Smurfs films. Not the ones that are like the two that were released that were like half animated, half real world type films. This one I think is fully animated. I really don't see the point in a Smurfs film at this genre. It's kind of lost to me. I've heard lackluster reviews about the film, and I'm still not, overly happy about that. So, watch it if you like the Smurfs. I'm sure that you can watch it. It might ruin your childhood, or it might not. It might be some spectacular throwback to your childhood. I'm pretty through with that series. So the next one on an actual film that I may want to see, which is Their Finest. This film actually looks interesting. It's about a group of filmmakers during World War II, and them trying to make an actual film during the war in London. And this particular thing is, I don't know whether it's based on a true story or not, but it does sound interesting. So definitely worth a check out. If anything, it's worth taking a look. Maybe if it comes to Netflix, I'll take a watch, and if it's really good, I'll add that to the collection. So next in there is The Lost City of Z. Another one I've heard about. This one I do know is based off of a true story about somebody early on who discovers the remnants of lost civilization in the Amazon. I have been looking forward to this. There is some Oscar buzz out there already for this film. I am kind of excited about it. I do hope that I do get to see this in the near future. Now, moving on to something that I actually know about a little bit more, a film I actually watched not too long ago for the first time, which is Species. They are releasing this in a Shout Factory Collector's Edition. This is actually worth getting excited over. Shout Factory in my opinion, is a wonderful movie retailer. They release a fine product. It's a little bit expensive, but it is worth it. They clean up all these old films, some of them not so old, like Species. Well, it's getting older, like I'm getting older. And I am almost positive that if you see this, they will have done a good job. It will look fantastic, and you're going to get what you pay for. Plenty of special features on board this time. I'm actually looking forward to this. I don't own the series. I may actually have to finally get it on Blu-ray. Next up is another kind of lackluster film in the animated department called Spark. You can take a look at this. It looks like monkeys doing weird monkey things, and kids film, and cash grab, and yeah, it's what it is. I don't see this thing being high price for long. Wait to see it. It'll probably be in like the $4 bin later on in the year. Moving on to the next film is a film called Last Day of School. This looks to be a fun comedy. I've heard a lot about it already. It's about these kids who actually are failing out. So their teacher has decided, okay, well, I'm going to have you do a bunch of twisted stuff for me, and if you do that, I will let you pass the class. Otherwise, you're failing out. And this actually sets up for something that might be really fun, really enjoyable. I'm definitely looking forward to this. Not looking forward to paying full price for this. Probably either a Netflix watch or eventually a buy on Black Friday for like $5 or something like that. But definitely something I'm keeping my eye on. Another film that I know I have to get in my collection, another re-release. This is Smokey and the Bandit. Smokey and the Bandit is hitting its 40th anniversary. I've thought about getting the set that's like $5 that has all of the movies on it, and I still might do that. It is a classic. I did really enjoy the first one, and there's really no reason why this should not be in my collection already. But if you have not seen this, this is one of Burt Reynolds' classic roles. You have to sit down, watch it. It's easily available. You should be able to get this no problem. Alright, the next up on the list is a movie called Sex Doll. This is a foreign film. It looks very dark. I've heard a little bit about this film. This is going to be one of those sort of thriller, drama type films. I haven't heard too much about it. I'm not sure what to think about it. Just what I've read in the description. If any of y'all have anything or any opinions on this movie, definitely let me know. Next up is another one that I have a very piqued interest in, which is The Black Room. The Black Room looks to be your standard haunted house or scary thing in the house or demon in the house type movie, and I love those types of movies. When it comes to horror movies, my favorite type of horror movie is a haunted house type film. I don't know what it is about those. I don't find them particularly scary much anymore, but I still love the haunted type setting, or this is a creepy house. Maybe it's because I really enjoyed Resident Evil a lot when I was younger, and now I'm like, ooh, this is another thing like that. They're walking around a house that something could kill them, that sort of thing. But this looks like one that's going to be definitely worth a watch. I'm definitely going to be seeing it on Netflix in the future, and if I like it, it's definitely going to be going in my collection. On Criterion, we have a couple of other things. There's Roberto Rossellini's War Trilogy. This, to me, is going to be very high priority because it comes out just as Barnes & Nobles is starting their Criterion sale. So it's definitely going to be on my list to check out. I have wanted to see these for a while. They look really fantastic. Criterion always does an excellent job with their releases, and these films show footage that you wouldn't be able to see otherwise. I mean, this is all filmed during World War II, during that time, during a lot of the aftermath. It is something that must be seen and enjoyed. I am very glad these have been preserved in this way, and look very much forward to seeing these. The next one under Criterion is L'Argent. This is a French film, it's obvious from the name, and another type of Criterion film, definitely a drama type film. I've not heard of this film, but I'm definitely willing to check it out, definitely willing to give it a watch. Not sure if I'm willing to put Criterion dollars away for it, but I'll definitely be keeping an eye out for this film. One that also is down my alley is Shakes the Clown. Now, Bobcat Goldthwait, you can take him, you can leave him. He's a very strange fellow, but I really enjoyed his movies back in the 80s and 90s. And then these last couple of films that he has done, that he's directed, they've been very entertaining, very tongue-in-cheek, and this one looks to be more of the same, more of that enjoyability that you can get from his quirky wit. So if you like that type of film, if you like the very tongue-in-cheek, slightly sarcastic vibe, but definitely in-your-face type comedy, this would be the one for you. Then, of course, finally on the movie front is the movie The Fifth Element, being released in 4K. I don't have a 4K TV. I've been told with my eyesight I won't be able to see or appreciate things in 4K, and then I've been told by others that, hey, you might be able to see 4K. Who knows? When I upgrade the TV, I've got a PS4, which is automatically a 4K player, so maybe this will be the case. Alright, let me correct that. The PS4 is not a 4K player, it's a 3D player, which I'll probably never get into those. But I still have to see more 4K before I really will get behind that sort of thing. So let's talk about TV. If you're into The Magicians, Season 2 finally gets that release. I've not been that much into it, I don't know a lot about it, but definitely looks interesting. Looks a little bit creepy, and I like creepy, I like odd, so that would be something that might be worth a watch in the future. Then, of course, on the Doctor Who front, Class, Season 1 comes out. I have yet to see any Doctor Who. I feel like I need to start at the beginning, and people tell me, don't start at the beginning, and then I'm told you need to see this, or you need to see that season, you need to see that Doctor. I have not been able to find a good starting point, and it's kind of odd. I'm a nerd and a DVD collector who has not actually seen an episode of Doctor Who. So again, if any of y'all are Doctor Who fans, if you have a recommendation, where would I start in the series, that would be very good. Would this be something that would be worth picking up? It doesn't look like it's worth picking up as a start or an introduction, but it's it is what it is. So if y'all like this, let me know, and then I'll keep doing this if there's something that y'all would be interested in. Again, if we can get to 10 subscribes, I will do a full DVD collection tour, and I hope to see you all again. Have a nice day.